No,
Is Rampage only mountain biking?
Yeah. We were
that
talking
skiing
to Hunter
too?
and we were gonna go, but we didn't. Huh?
Rampage is mountain biking?
Yeah.
Where was that?
It's in Virgin, Utah, kind of like near Zion, I think. And I don't know. You were there, Grace.
Yeah, Virgin, Utah. Near Zion.
That's such a fitting name.
Yeah, Virgin. Yeah. Okay. Also,
great.
these I didn't realize are the same flavor. I think as the ones in Europe. Like the ones in Europe, I remember liking a ton, and I hadn't actually had any in the U.S. yet because I've been like traveling so much. And
Here comes his contractually obligated statement.
Right,
Just
right.
as soon as I hit
This one's
record. By the way,
I actually
these
really
Red
like
Bulls.
this one.
No, I do. These are delicious. But sorry, Hunter, I cut you off.
This one is
I'm
really
already
good.
being a dick.
I thought I didn't like the U.S. one as much, but I realized I do like it a lot.
You're just trying to be cultured.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm already recording. We're just
Okay.
gonna kind of get
Perfect.
it going, and yeah. So you guys
Sounds good.
were skiing today,
Yeah.
right? Must be nice.
Yeah, today wasn't as good as yesterday. Yesterday was like insanely good. It was just like bluebird and really cold, but like the snow was super nice, and we got to have a pretty good session on the jump at Waterville.
Yeah.
No wind, and it was just like us and 7 other kids, no line.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
like, for a while, it felt like we had our own private park, too.
Yeah, I feel
crazy.
like I need you guys. Like, what's going on at Waterville right now? Like, how do they have a 50-foot jump right now?
Yeah, I can take that, I guess, because so basically the snowboard team, the U.S. snowboard team, last year hired, or they just built a border cross there, like a border cross. They blew like a ton of snow. Waterville put in an insane like snowmaking system up there in the past.
I remember
like, year
that.
or two.
Like they
And then
stepped it up last year for sure.
last summer, then last early season they built this border cross.
Okay.
And then because it went so well last year, the U.S. snowboard team basically like saw that it would work well this year to blow a bunch of snow, and they hired Charles Beckinsale to come and build them a big air for both the slopestyle team and then also help them build the border cross as well. And Charles is like one of the best builders in the world. He travels around and builds. He's building X Games this year, and he builds a bunch of the like private sessions that people go to or different like competitions. He built Cascade in the past as well, Red Bull Cascade, like Bobby Brown's event. And he's one of the best builders in the world. And the fact that he was at Waterville building was just like blew my mind.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like it's so insane that he was there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's kind of like your guys' original stomping
yeah,
grounds,
well, I
right?
didn't know it was happening until I was actually in Sauce Fe at a camp with Red Bull in the early season, and then I heard from like some of the Red Bull New England guys. They're like, or I can't remember how I heard it, but it was like, oh yeah, Charles is actually going to Waterville to build, and then I was like, what? No way. And then
Did
I
you
saw
know
him
him like by name?
then I
already?
saw him 20 minutes later at dinner because he was there hanging out with us, like and stuff. And so then I was like, dude, like what?
No
You're
shit.
coming to Waterville? He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, I'm from there. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Super funny.
That's sick. But like, I mean, just like building a park this big early season's like completely unheard of.
It's we've been talking about it the past couple of days, and it is I've been claiming this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's the biggest jump in the U.S. right now, and I think it's the biggest jump that's ever been on the East Coast, at least this early.
Dude, the East Coast is back.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let's go. And you guys are here for a while, right? Or you are?
No.
Sorry, Joe sent me your schedule. Grace, I didn't get yours. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's like pretty similar, but
that schedule. I mean, it's like subject to change like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm actually just booked a flight to leave on like Monday or Tuesday, but that's also like it might change it, I might not. But yeah, I'm here for like a week, and then I'm coming back for Christmas. But yeah, and we can jump into that, I guess. I'm hoping we're leaving here and then hoping to go to Alaska like mid-December. I don't know if that was on that schedule, but
Yeah.
going to Alaska with Red Bull to film something for the winter edition. And
That's sick.
yeah.
What's going on in Alaska?
Basically, Oh, I should maybe like look into these notes harder.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
so the note I have right here.
Yeah.
So not to answer the question for you, but so you're going out there with Mike Hayes to shoot content.
Yeah.
Who's a dude from Vermont. I've seen his name around.
Yeah.
And you guys are, I mean, there's nothing about like what you're shooting or anything,
It's
but
just
it
the-
says
I forget
heli
what-
skiing.
It's basically an activation for Red Bull, and like a vertical feet challenge for the winter that
Yep.
we're doing. And Mike Hayes and I are shooting it together.
Super sick. So
with-
people can like participate.
It's
in
going to
it.
be like an interactive thing to get, or like an interactive game to get people to go skiing. I
Hell
guess,
yeah.
this winter.
And people who listen to the podcast can do it, right?
Yeah,
Anyone
yeah,
can
anybody
do
can
it.
sign
And
up
it's just
for
like
it and-
tracking vertical feet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
you can win like prizes and stuff like that through Red Bull.
Each time a user clocks 6,288 feet, they receive an entry into the grand prize drawing. So if you get 6288, you get one entry, and then the next one you get another entry. And the significance of that is that's the height of Mount Washington, which
Yeah.
is how does Mount Washington tie into this? You
Well,
did that
I
thing
guess-
this spring, right?
Yeah, that would be how.
Yeah.
Because we did that road gap there last year, over the auto road, which was insane, pretty scary.
Yeah.
But I was definitely stoked to be able to do that.
That was super sick.
And yeah, it was
East
really
Coast
cool.
is back.
It was something that I think was just really cool to do, being from New Hampshire, and
Yeah.
and to hear some of the response from it was definitely really cool.
Yeah.
Just people loved it, and I was stoked to be able to do that.
Yeah.
was
Super
awesome.
cool to do something like that in your home state. Yeah. Grace? Any questions?
No questions.
Anything to add?
No, the Mount Washington jump was super sick.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there, unfortunately, but I was definitely nervous hearing about him doing a road gap from afar, but I was happy to hear that it was successful.
Yeah.
It's a gnarly thing to do, and no one's done it before, so.
Yeah.
How
I
big
just
was the
scared that I
jump?
was gonna like come up short and explode.
Road gaps are
basically.
sketchy.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
conditions were kind of weird. Like the landing it basically snowed and it was nice, and then like classic, it got really cold and the moisture kind of came up to the top and it was pretty icy. So we were actually like chipping away. To make the jump, we had to like use ice picks and saws to like cut ice out of the ground basically, and like a block system to build the bottom part, which normally you just like take a shovel and make these like blocks and block up the jump, and it's really easy. But we had to like literally cut ice and then like scrape snow shavings together to like form it. That ended up working, but it took us like 4 or 5 hours to build like a jump that normally would have taken like an hour or two.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was pretty funny, but it worked out.
Sweet. Cool. What's going on with you, Grace? This is our first siblings podcast, by the way.
Really?
Go us.
Yeah. Yes.
Funny.
I mean, I don't know who else we'd have
Yeah, who else have you had on, I guess, like recently?
as guests.
Yeah.
We had Kate Zelliff was our last episode, who was super sick, big mountain skier. I just recorded but haven't released an episode with Coulter. The dude, he's a vocal guy.
Vocal guy, yeah.
Yeah. Marcus Gogan.
He was filming in, oh, no way.
Yeah, he's
That's
a
cool.
beast.
Yeah. Wait, back to Coulter. Coulter was just filming with MSP last year. He had some, right?
Yeah. I think
he filmed with them a bunch. I don't know.
TGR. He's filmed it for like 10 years.
Okay. Was that the movie
I
he was
learned
in
in our
this year, or
conversation.
was it MSP?
I think he was here for TGR. So,
Oh, okay.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it was both.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, and then that's kind of it. We started the pod back up in like September, and then yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. So those guys were around for some premieres or something?
yeah. Marcus was remote.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then yeah. So you guys are on the U.S. Freeski team together.
Yes.
You travel the world together.
Yep.
You live together?
Yeah.
You're roommates, right?
Yeah, we're roommates.
Nice. All right. So you're spending a lot of time together.
Yeah. Kinda. I feel like sometimes we split off or whatever to go do our own things like skiing, whatever, like to go to something differently. But for the most part, we're together a bunch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super
Like,
fun.
I guess you want to talk about China, like last week or whatever. I guess like
Well,
China.
we were in Stubai, Austria for 3 weeks. We had 2 weeks of training and then a week of World Cup competition, slope style event. And then most of the team went to China for a Big Air World Cup. I opted out of going to China for the Big Air World Cup.
Were you hurt?
He went. I'm not hurt. I
you
got
scared
hurt
of China?
there last year.
She's scared of China.
I am very scared of China. I broke both my heels in China last year.
Oh, no
and
shit.
was wheelchair bound.
You've had a lot of injuries.
I've had a lot of injuries. And
in my quick,
Yes. So I very much avoided China and came here for Thanksgiving. Did the Thanksgiving on the East Coast, and then we've been up in Waterville all week.
That was that was this year?
That was
No, no.
last year.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was so confused. I was like, you just came back from China?
No. Last time I came back from China, I was in a wheelchair, so I decided not to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, last year, before like around this time, I guess I hadn't talked about this because it hasn't happened yet. Did I do the episode this summer or no? It was the summer before.
No, that was. I feel like it was it was 2 summers ago.
Yeah, it was 2 summers ago, I think.
22.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So anyway, around this time last year, I took a fall on one of the airbags we were training on in Austria, and I actually missed the airbag.
You got hurt on an airbag?
Yeah,
It
'cause I
was
missed
like
it.
the gnarliest thing I've
That's
ever
next
seen.
level.
Yeah, it was like the dumbest thing in the world because you're not supposed to like it's something you're not supposed to get hurt doing.
Yeah,
like, that's
the
whole
point of it.
Yeah.
And I ended up messing up. It was really scary, and I like kind of shot off the side of the jump. And they had just opened this airbag like 10 days before, so it was still like they had it all set up, but I don't know, it was still like kind of being tested a little bit, but not really. It was ready to go. Either way, it was mostly my fault. I messed up, shot off the side, and then missed the airbag and fell and was lucky enough to only walk away with a broken wrist, which sucked.
Yeah,
but my wrist was like
lucky.
barely attached to my body after, but
like it was I saw it from the bottom, and it was the gnarliest thing I've ever seen because
scary.
on the side of the airbag there's like a wall, and he like kind of skimmed the wall into like a bunch of wooden planks and metal boards and just vanished and kind of just like screamed, and I was at the bottom and I dropped all my ski stuff and started bawling my eyes out because I thought he died. Like it was so scary. And he's standing there holding his arm. We're like, your head's okay? Like you're fine, it's just your arm. Like, and he pulls it out and his wrist is like all the way up here. And I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like it's totally fine. Like you're fine. No, like it's all fine. But it was really scary.
It's not that bad.
it was fine.
Yeah.
It was only like
to come out of that with a broken wrist.
That's lucky.
It was really
we went back there this year and I didn't touch that jump. I was like, I'm not hitting it again.
I remember when I said I lost my train of thought. I remember what I was going to say.
Oh.
You guys are our first siblings episode, but I think you guys both grew up skiing with my brother Jack.
Yeah.
Finn.
Yes.
Who I've tried to get on the podcast. He's like totally given up on skiing. He's gone into the corporate world.
Oh, really?
And it's a real shame, but I outlasted him in the ski business.
That's funny.
But he won't do it. He'll like talk about how he'll do it, like when we're like texting back and forth. He lives in Chicago now.
Oh, okay.
That's how you know he's given up.
Wait,
he skis at Ropetail Mountains.
Doesn't Tucker live in Chicago now too or something?
Tucker Addison?
Yeah.
He might, because Jack was at a hockey game with Tucker last night.
That's what I saw.
That would make sense.
On Instagram. I swear I saw them. I guess I didn't realize that Jack was in the picture too. I saw Tucker was in the picture.
Yeah. So I don't know if Tucker lives there or was just there.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That was my thought. I was like, whoa, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that was weird you brought up Tucker, because Jack was just like, I was at a game with Tucker Addison last night, and I'm like, wow.
That is crazy.
Waterville peeps all coming together.
Yeah.
Shout out Tucker.
Everywhere. There's like a constant migration of Waterville to Park City. Like we're starting to see the younger generation, because we used to be the youngest generation.
That's the stream.
But now all the younger kids that we've known forever, I guess, are showing up in our apartment
Waterville
building and stuff.
Park
And we're like,
City.
what is going on?
Like, oh my gosh, you're old enough to live alone in this building where we live. We're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Coached you like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Keegan.
Keegan,
So
and well,
Keegan.
He's
his
so
younger,
sick.
His younger brother Cohen too is out there now. That's the crazy one for me because I always thought Cohen was like way younger. But it's really only, like,
So much younger.
year.
Like those kids started at Loon.
Yeah.
And that's where I always skied. So those were like the young kids.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy to see Keegan
Yeah.
ski now. I mean, he's
they're both
like,
killing it. For sure.
I haven't seen Cohen, but I see
Keegan's killing it for sure.
Keegan
yeah.
all over Armada's ads and shit
Yeah.
like that. He's like crushing.
You just saw him in Europe as well too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
All roads lead to Waterville.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that dude, who's the guy who builds the parks?
Charles.
Yeah. So he just I guess you kind of answered my question. I was like, who's responsible for like building a jump and like?
I mean, Charles is responsible for building it.
Of
'cause he
course,
was
but like
hired,
who
but
pushed for it? Is it Nick?
The U.S. snowboard team. What's his name? Rick? Is it Rick?
Bauer.
Yeah, Rick Bauer. I think he was the guy that's kind of been like pushing the Waterville stuff from what I've heard, and really enjoyed like the last year and then even more so this year, I guess, with both snowboard teams going there. And then from the Waterville side, I mean, Jamie Cobbett has definitely helped out a bunch with that, and Tim Smith, and I mean, really everybody up there. Like, yeah. Dan
Did they just move the park up there?
David Lowry, right? Is he the
David Laurie?
David Laurie, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, like both. I would say both Waterville Academy and the Mountain have been working together to get all of that going up there. I mean, we were skiing there yesterday, and we were skiing with the KMS kids actually, which was sick.
Yep.
In the park, it was just us and like 4 or 5 other kids in there, and then over to over in the other lanes there was like British Columbia snowboard team that rented out the board across, and then there was like,
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that
people are traveling from British Columbia
I know,
in New Hampshire
Boston,
right now.
we asked them,
snowboard.
like, that's so weird. And then there was like 10 different race teams on the race lanes. Like it looked like a glacier in Europe in like September. There's just like race lane after race lane, and like kids just like cycling through.
Is it open to the public?
Yeah, it is. Well, the lanes aren't technically.
Okay,
but
yeah,
the mountain is open to the public and stuff. And then the park, we're still not really sure.
We're really confused.
I'm
by
talking about
parks.
the booter.
The
I
booter,
think-
I think, is open to the public.
Maybe on the weekends specifically for sure, but no.
Definitely
I don't know
on
about
the
week.
weekends. Definitely on the weekends.
I think they're trying
That's
to.
a good idea.
I think you can rent out
when
the
there's
jump,
more people there, open it to the
Yeah.
But you can probably rent out the jump in the week for a private session. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think technically you can rent it out for a private session, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
That'd be such
But
a
either way,
flex.
it's open and people should go ride it for sure. It's like so.
I'm going to
insane.
rent it out to just like do a couple straight airs.
Yeah.
Might as
Ski
well.
Monster rents it out for the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sick though. Like I was blown away yesterday.
Word.
It was so fun.
Yeah, and apparently they have like a brand new snowmaking system, which is why everyone's there. Like Michaela Schifrin was training there right before the Killington World Cup.
No way.
And like every
guess that
ski
makes
academy in the Northeast was there yesterday. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
like if the
Yeah.
Killington kids are going
They
there.
drove over in the morning.
Killington's usually the one that is the fastest to set stuff up. And
there was like Burke Mountain racing.
who knew?
So many, yeah.
Waterville.
Waterville is killing it.
Waterville's
it's like,
back.
I was calling it like the Waterville Wonderland up there. 'cause
Yeah.
It, was just, like, it looks so beautiful.
That's
if you've
pretty
ever seen
good.
like videos of like Ruka, Finland, it kind of looked like that. If it was sunny, it just like the trees are covered and there was no wind. It was just like perfect.
Yeah, it's cold, but it was like
It was cold, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
the snow was like fresh and not icy.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like
Unheard
fake.
of.
Yeah.
Wow, they got a good thing going up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm bouncing around here, but going back to that airbag thing, it made me think of it must be like more stressful for you guys, like traveling around to these comps. You're already like worried about your own results and what happens with you, and then like it's more stressful to watch somebody else, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's also like nice because there are like brothers, right, competing and they're trying to beat each other.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we're trying to like help each other
Both
out.
win.
Like in Stubai, Hunter finished earlier in the day, and he's like, "Do you want me to just come and film you through your runs?" And I was like, "Yes, like that would be awesome." So he's filming me through all my runs, like telling me what to do, like cheering me on, holding my water bottle, like a full private coach vibe, and it was so fun.
That's sick.
I like other goggles and stuff because it was like cloudy or like hers were fogging and like straight in goggles.
It was really funny.
Yeah,
funny.
You got to drill for some reason.
But then one time you told this story, like we were competing at Dew Tour and we were just practicing, and I fell on one of the rails and I was off to the side, like wind knocked out of me, like trying to breathe, and Hunter like lands off the rail and he sees somebody on the side and it's me, and he's like still skiing.
I'm riding into the
feature.
Jump, yeah.
He can't decide, like, do I stop? I
was like, oh, someone fell, and I'm riding like into the Jump, and I'm like, oh, it was Grace. I'm like, oh wait, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Funny. That's the only time it's really feel like I've been like, it's like bothered me, I guess.
No,
yeah.
Yeah.
But it did. Other than that.
Well, I just like remember like even like Jack or my cousin Anna, like watching their competitions. I feel like I was more stressed than they were. Like,
them.
You know, you're like,
I know,
because you're like out of control.
Yeah, you can't.
When it's you, it's like less stressful.
Yeah, because it's
that actually might be like hard to say because I've never been there.
I mean, I'm definitely super stressed when I'm competing, but I don't know what the word is for it. I guess I was super stressed when I was competing in Austria just last month, and then I finished my comp, and then Grace was right into hers, and then I was just like super excited that I was kind of already done, and I had done pretty well, so I was like happy with myself, and then was just like trying to help Grace do well also.
Yeah.
So.
Hunter, I just have a list of shit you've done in the last couple of years that's all so sick.
Thanks.
The rail project in the spring.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Can you talk about that a bit?
For
was
sure.
that Jasper?
Yeah. So he was there, but it was mostly Max Moffitt. It was kind of his baby. He had this idea, him and the Red Bull Canada crew, to basically build the hardest rail that's ever been hit, and also in like a form of add-on. So we got a collection of like 12 rails built by, I can't remember the company, but either way, they provided us with these like 12 different rails, and then we kind of selected which ones to put in different places. And the whole concept was like you get one rail, like the collective group like makes sessions this rail, we all do tricks on her, get to the end of it, and then add another one, and then session it, and then add another one, and then we only had like 5 days, which actually seems like a long time, but we were kind of worried that the rail was going to get so difficult that we would like not have enough time. So as soon as one person would finish at the end of like the 5th rail, we'd add the 6th. And it didn't matter who it was. We all agreed, like, because we were worried like, oh, maybe one person will just keep getting it and no one else will get clips. But like, that's fine because the objective is to like make this as like absolutely as hard as possible.
Right.
We didn't really account for the fact that Jesper is like insanely good at this.
Yeah.
And he was just like lacing rails first or second try that were like over 100 feet long.
Yeah.
And me and Max would just be like, all right, well, I guess we'll just add the other one.
Was it just you three?
Yeah. It was me, Max, and Jesper. And then also Mark Henderson and Toter. I can't remember his actual name, but we would call him Toter. Do you know Toter's real name?
I don't know. We saw it this morning. We were watching it this morning in like the lodge at Waterville.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what his name was. It just said Max Moffitt, blank his name.
Yeah.
Other good ski friend. That's what it said.
Yeah. I'm looking up his name so I don't blow
it. Just said other good ski friend?
Yeah, him and Mark was like good ski friend. It said under their names. It was pretty funny. It was something like very
Braden Tritter.
Very good ski friend.
Braden Tritter, he coached for the
Toter.
Toter, yeah.
Toter.
But anyway, yeah, it was insane. And Jesper killed it. Max and I both, we all needed to be like checked into a psych clinic after because we were driving ourselves insane over it.
How many tries?
Well, I believe Jesper got it on the last rail, which was, I think, 10 rails put together, and it was 212 feet or something like that. It was over 200 feet, I believe. I guess we can look it up, but it took him 202 tries to get that one. Like just those 10 rails together, that one was a total of 202 tries. But like from start to finish throughout the whole session, I think I saw it was somewhere over like 500, 600 hits per person on the like feature, including each so yeah, like times 3 or 4 people. Like it was so insane. Yeah. It was really, really cool, but also I don't know if I want to do it again.
Yeah.
It was kind of,
that's tedious.
Yeah. It was just like, you drive yourself. I was like dreaming about it in the like night.
Yeah,
time,
you
just,
like
trying
get
to,
delirious.
Yeah, you'd get delirious, like not having normal thoughts and just like, because it would just be
vertigo.
Drop in, fall off early, ski to the bottom, get back on the sled, and then just over and over again. Like,
yeah,
it was cool though. It was cool.
Was that longer than?
No.
Remember T-Wall did the longest rail?
Yeah, so T-Wall did the longest rail
that was the
a couple
longest
years ago.
This was the hardest.
And then Jesper beat it with another rail that was longer.
Yeah.
Jesper beat it like a couple years after that. And then this was shorter than both of those rails, but it wasn't like a straight down bar. It was just like, let me think if I bet I can remember it.
Actually, we're not leaving this room until you say the whole rail.
I can remember it. It was teardrop to down flat to A frame or like whatever into right elbow and then left elbow and then Z rail. Oh, what was next? Z rail, then flat down flat, and then waterfall. Pretty sure. I can remember that by heart also, but I also just watched it like this morning. So
yep.
That's kind of how I know.
Maybe because you did it 500 times.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was, it was.
You spent a lot of time looking at that.
I would hope you remembered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video just came out, I think a week ago or so. It's cool.
And Grace, were you hurt last year?
Yeah, I was coming back from the double broken heel.
Okay, yeah,
Most
obviously.
Of all
Sorry,
year.
my timeline's getting screwed up.
Okay.
No.
It was a crazy one, so I missed most of that. But
when did you get back on skis?
I started skiing in February, but didn't get fully cleared till May. So I started doing a little bit of park in May in our Mammoth camp that we go to every year, and then been coming back slowly from there. But hopefully be full swing soon.
Yeah. This season, you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the goal.
Nice. Cool. Well, you had some cool stuff happen in the couple of prior years, right?
Yeah, I had
X Games.
X Games was really
That's
fun.
sick.
That was probably a highlight of my career so far.
2 firsts.
No.
No. Sorry. That's just my language. 2 tricks that you did for the first time.
Yes,
that I should have.
I was like, I did not.
I'm an idiot.
No.
Unfortunately,
I did not win. But yeah.
2 first try tricks.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Not first.
In one session.
In one session.
Yeah.
And I got probably, I think, second to last, but it was like the craziest.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest
of all
sessions.
time.
That was like, holy shit, the women are stepping
Because
up.
Megan did
Like,
the triple
I
cork.
did the triple.
Yeah.
Everyone did something I've never seen them do. And
Yeah, that's sick.
just doing, I mean, I've never done a right dub 10. So like just doing that for the first time ever in the
Was that your
run.
first right dub anything?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which was just like crazy to do it first run. I was freaking out. It wasn't very good, but I just started screaming at the bottom. I was like, oh my God. Because everyone was telling me when you get to X Games, it's like all about like the lights and the crowd. It gives you some sort of type of other energy. And it like totally did. And it was like the coolest night of my life.
Yes.
Sure.
And then left dub 12.
Left up 12 was an accident, but
With Blunt, right?
with Blunt.
Yeah.
Which was really
Was
sweet.
the Blunt an
The
accident?
Blunt was not an accident.
That would be impressive.
Well,
But you're
yeah,
trying to
no.
do a 10, right?
I was trying to do a 10.
Trying to do a 10, accidentally did a 12.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty funny.
Extra rotations are not a bad
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. And then you won Bobby Brown's.
Yes, that
event.
was really fun. I broke my collarbone at X Games actually. The night of the big air, I got into the slope style and I hadn't practiced at all. And I went out
The
to
next
go
morning.
Yeah, like no, I got in the night before.
I know, but it was the competition was the next morning,
Yeah,
right?
the competition was the next morning.
After
so.
the big air.
So didn't go out, didn't have the fun big night out because I was like, I'm doing slope style tomorrow. And then I was doing really well in the practice, and I went in to do like a 2-on my last run, and I under rotated, did a 180, and came off the rail and just smoked my shoulder and broke my collarbone right before it started. So that was a big bummer. But I came back for Red Bull Cascade, and that was really fun. Just like a different type of event. Like, just skiing through the woods, hitting some park jumps, coming back. Like it feels like just ripping through the mountain.
Yeah, that's a sick event. Have you done that?
Yeah, I did Cascade. I missed it last year, but I did it when I was at Winter Park 2 years ago. It's sick. It's a really fun event.
It's just a good take
cool
on.
Format too. I mean,
I don't know what to call it. It's kind of big mountain.
It's kind of a little bit of a mix of like some slope style and some big mountain and just like just freestyle skiing in general, I guess. Yeah. But it's also a cool format because they do head-to-head kind of. So there'll be, I think there's like a qualifying and finals. So they'll have maybe 20 people come and then 12 make it. And then they'll do bracket systems like of the rankings. So it'll be like 1 versus 12 and then 2 versus 11, you know. And they'll go and like have a head-to-head matchup and then move on and move on and move on.
And last year they did like...
Did they do that last year or no?
They did 4 teams.
Oh, okay. So different one.
They did like 4 girls, and they were like the team captains, and then each of them had like 3 guys with them, and you could score
that
as
is
a team.
Sick, yeah.
Which is
That's
really
sweet.
cool.
Did they get to pick?
I think it might have been random. I'm not sure because we weren't there, but it was really cool to watch. I went up to Solitude and watched. And I heard that there might be more than one this year, hopefully.
Yeah.
More than one?
There's definitely...
that's cool.
Red Bull is doing... shout out Red Bull. What's it called? The Big Mountain Natural Selection for skiing, which is like so hype.
That's gonna be insane.
I don't know if you guys are like,
hyped on it.
Would you guys do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would if I got asked tomorrow to do it, yes. Would I be terrified? Yes, but I would love to.
I mean, that's a little bit more like a
big mountain. I mean,
like Freeride World Tour type thing.
It's Freeride World Tour, basically.
Yeah.
Is it built? Do they have packed takeoffs? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do. Joe? They do have takeoffs.
Okay.
Shout out, Joe.
Didn't realize that. Thanks, Joe. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
but
sick.
not the one in skiing, I don't think, because it's going to be in Alaska. So I don't know if they're building, or you guess you would know.
You could probably build something in Alaska.
Yeah, that's fair. True. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Hunter, you
would be really scared, but I'll be down.
How does it feel to like currently kind of have like clip of the year?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Lots of people are saying it.
I know. I've heard it a couple times. I don't know if it's true or
it's like the first clip I saw this year, and it might be the sickest.
I don't know if that day Instagram like broke because Mac did the switch like dub 12 off the rail or switch dub 11 off the rail, and then everybody was doing dub. There was like, first of all, not many dubs have been done off rails, but in that day alone, like 10 different people had done dubs off the rails, and it was sick.
All kinds of dubs.
Yeah.
That Jossie Wells Invitational this year looked so
it was really
well
fun.
done.
Just the up rail alone was super sick, but yeah, they always have like a huge booter, and then the knuckle was sick and the wall ride, and but yeah, that was crazy. I was not actually trying that trick to begin, but then as like I progressed through trying the trick and not getting it, like sparked, and then I also hadn't been getting filmed all day.
What were you trying?
So my original vision, I was also kind of like the end of the day, and I was kind of done. Like I was like whatever, and then I just was like I couldn't think of anything to do. I did like I did a 540 over it, and one time I like nose tapped the end of the rail and then tail tapped the knuckle, like so nose tap, tail tap to switch.
Yep.
In a 540, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, I wonder if I could do it in a 9. So then I was trying this like 9 tail tap, and I was gonna try 9 like 360 tail tap, 360 like 360 tail tap the rail, and then 360 tail tap the knuckle, 180. So it was like a cork 9 double tail tap was what I was trying. That was my original vision, and then I kept missing it, and I had tried like 10 or 12 times already, and I kept blowing it. And then one time I was like, I'll just try and go slower. And so I do it, and I get the tail tap, and I like do the cork 9 thing, and I land on the knuckle super hard and like bounce out all crazy. And I wasn't really expecting it, but I was just like, whoa. And I come back to the top and some of my friends were like, oh, you should try tail tap and then bounce 3. And then I was like, oh yeah, that'd be sick. And I was kind of like angry because I had just been trying. So anger kind of took over. And I remember like riding into the rail and I was like, all right, if I get the tail tap, like I'm just going to try a 5, like bounce switch 5.
Yeah.
And I remember like setting it slow and then feeling my tails hit the rail. And just immediately being like, oh my God, like I have to try it. And just being like hitting the ground and like trying the switch 5 and it ended up working. And then, yeah, it was kind of just like chaotic after that. I'd never gotten such like a insane response from my like peers that I was shredding with, like all the guys I look up to and get to ski with every day. That, like, and like the other pros that were around, like even like Jossie just being super stoked on it too, and
that's
or then from like like social media, like that big of a blow up, I think.
That was posted everywhere. And I was looking just on your account, like just this morning I was like, I wonder, like I bet like some big names commented on it, and a bunch did.
There was some, I can't remember.
The French painter.
Yeah,
dude. Yes. So I was clicking through all like I saw like Josh Wells, Tom Wallish, like who's this guy? He has a bunch of followers, and he had like a pretty descriptive comment. He was like, no big deal, just like a 9 to like a bounce switch. He like described it perfectly. So I was like, he must be a skier, and it's a French painter who has 500,000 followers. Like, good for him.
So funny. Funny. But yeah, I've done some cool tricks that I've been stoked on the past, but like never anything where I gotten that response for. So that was like,
the stars cool. Aligned.
Yeah.
Whereas
and
like
what I was going to say was
trick.
I wasn't being filmed all day too. I was getting filmed from the knuckle, like because they had filmers around, but no one was like follow camming. And then one of my buddies was like, "Hey, do you like want a clip? Like I'm headed or I'm leaving." And I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh, so it was one shot.
I was like, yeah, sure. I hadn't been filmed the whole day.
Yeah.
And then it just happened to be, when he was filming, I was like, oh my God.
I thought you were about to say I hadn't been filmed all day, so like the stuff you were doing off camera.
No, I guess I've been being filmed by Nacho.
I mean, you should have seen it.
Grace and I were doing that yesterday.
Before.
Grace and I were having a session at Waterville, just like, I remember joking, just be like, it's what you do in the dark, Grace. Because like,
that's right.
It was just us two, no one else around, and we were both like kind of getting after it, which it's kind of cool, I think, because that never happens. Like,
I feel like you get better.
Yeah, but you also normally were doing tricks in front of a camera,
and a coach.
or like or coaches, or like at a competition. Like, you never really do stuff like unless like you're getting something out of it or something. Like,
right.
Like I want to get this clip and then I'll post it, and then people will like think like I'm cool or something, or like they'll like it, and I'll feel like
the man
accomplished. Yeah, the man. But yeah, just doing it.
We were at the top of the park yesterday, and I was like, Hunter, listen, you can't hear anything. It was like silence.
Just the mountains.
It was just silence. Yeah, exactly.
The sounds of the White Mountains.
I was like, it's our own park.
Yeah.
It was like you can just see rail jump, rail
it
set.
Was
like, this
sick.
is beautiful. Like I've never experienced anything
it was
like
a
that.
Dream.
Just the two of us, nothing else.
Yeah, at your home mountain too.
At our home mountain.
That's sick.
It looks like
we rode
it looks like a dream.
like 9 to 3.
Yeah.
I think we counted it. We probably had like 40 laps on it yesterday.
Yeah.
Just like it's
T-bar
like
laps.
it's like an 8-minute, 6 to 8 minute lap.
So that's sick.
Yeah.
The T-bar.
Yeah.
Waterville's always done the rope toe, right?
Yeah.
They had like a really
the
old
Palma.
chairlift up there too.
Yeah. There used to be a chairlift on High Country. Now it's a T-bar, but then the park back in the day was the Palma, which was kind of legendary. Yeah, legendary. Yeah. Nice.
Legendary for sure.
Legendary.
But during COVID, I went up to Loon, and the mountain was shut down, but they still had everything set up in the park.
Yeah.
So I kind of
hiking it.
I kind of felt like that, but then I I tried to do I hiked a jump a few times and could not cleanly do a 3 with a grab. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm retiring from park skiing. So a different experience.
It's kind of the same vibe.
But I needed it to happen.
Yeah.
I needed to be able to come to terms with it myself. That it's up.
And you had to do it in the dark too.
Yeah, everything happens in the dark. What was it? It's what happens in the dark. Thank God it happened in the dark. So, now I feel like we've talked about so much. The thing that I'm most curious to hear about is this event you have coming up at Waterville this spring.
Yeah, stoked on that. I mean,
dude,
we're still in the making right now, but I guess the main idea behind it is for the East Coast ski community, because right now there's not much going on for a platform for people to like come and compete, basically. Or there used to be the Dumont Cup, and there used to be Corinthia Open and
Rails to Riches.
Yeah, exactly. All this stuff. There's not really anything like that going on anymore, and it's kind of one of my inspirations was kind of all those ski competitions, but also something that's still like outstanding or going on is Last Call at Loon.
Yep.
And I've always thought that was like super sick, and I wish we had something like that for skiing. And that's kind of a similar format of what I would like to do at Waterville, basically. Yeah. So yeah, we're not exactly sure what is gonna happen, but my vision is to get all the shredders out of the East Coast to Waterville. It's going to be hopefully sometime in early April, and have a competition and just a huge session for everybody to come ride, and hopefully we can put on some a sick venue and features. But yeah, that's the whole vision. So I don't know exactly what is going to happen yet, but it's basically for the East Coast, mainly for the East Coast community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong, but I think Last Call does like an invite section or whatever, or like part of the competition is invite only, and then the other part's open. I could be wrong about that.
I'm not exactly sure actually what they do.
Well, when I thought that's what Last Call did, I thought maybe that's what you would do. But
I think
what are you thinking for like
I'm
the format there?
For what I think it's gonna be mostly invite, but it's gonna be, we're gonna try and invite everybody that is like on the East Coast, that because the thing is we don't want it to be open, because we want it to be like big enough that it's like kind of gnarly, I guess. And and have it be like a structured competition of like.
Actually, I'm definitely wrong about that with Last Call. Never mind. Scratch that.
Is it open or is it completely
It's invite only, I think.
I think ours is loosely invite only. It's
I like it.
Loosely invite only. It's like
you got to cap it somewhere.
Be able to cap blunt. I don't know. You got to be able to like
grab with a 3.
Yeah, do something.
All right, I'm
pretty
out.
Legit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can come and enjoy the music and the vibes or whatever we're doing and watch. But yeah, it's for mostly people.
Are you trying to keep it like all East Coast skiers?
Well, the thing, it's invited to anybody, or like any skiers. I've been reaching out to like alumni of Waterville or Loon or just East Coast like
sick
pro skiers and letting them know that we're trying to do it and try to get them there as best we can. But obviously, it's kind of a busy time for some people in like early April. But if we're able to get them there, I'd love to get some people that don't live on the East Coast there. But it's again mainly for the community of the East Coast and people that live locally. But
yeah.
I've been telling as many people.
Chicago.
Yeah, or Chicago.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Let's get them back at it. But that's super cool. Yeah, I mean, that's what the East Coast has been lacking. I mean, the last thing I remember with skiing, I mean, I've been going to Last Call for the last few years, but the Rails to Riches was like the last like big event where you'd go and you'd feel like the energy of like, holy shit, this is a legit event. Like,
that one was Killington, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
does it still happen though, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
They stopped it, and I don't think they've had anything like it.
Yeah.
Like it was like legit prize purse, legit sponsors.
Yep.
Dudes from all over the country and gals would fly in and do it. And
I think as well with what we're trying to do we don't exactly know what the name is of this competition. It might be the Hunter Henderson.
Let's brainstorm.
Yeah, it might be Hunter Henderson Invitational. It might be Henderson Invitational. We got a couple different ideas.
Get a little piece.
It might be a couple different things. I don't know. But either way, I just lost what I was gonna say. Something about rails to riches. I forget. Dang it.
You are trying to have guys and girls.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, for sure.
Like all the East Coast, and then kind of you were talking about like getting a bunch of other pros, but that's kind of harder when like just fly in from all over the country. Like, or all over the world even.
Well, yeah, and it's a busy time.
It's a busy time.
But we're gonna try and get anybody we can there for sure. I don't remember what I was.
Like a lot of the kids, like we coach in the summer too. Like we know that are good. Like
or even some kids we've been skiing at Waterville today. I was like, I need to remember their name because like I want them to come. You know, I need to do some recruitment.
There are a ton of sick kids on the East Coast,
which I don't even really know anymore. Yeah, but like you guys know, Ski the East people know. Like everybody knows these people. I don't really know, I guess. But like I was amazed the other day when I was watching people ski at Waterville. I was like, I want you guys to come for sure.
Oh, you know what? Saying Sugarbush just made me think of this, but Chase Mormon does a really sick event, kind of similar to what you're talking about, but it's more of like a jam, and they make an edit. Yeah, I don't know if there's any.
It's a rail jam, isn't it, or no?
I think it's like a full-on like ski the park jam. Yeah, and then the results are like he's just like in the park all day, and whoever he thinks is doing the sickest.
Yep.
Kind of a sick concept.
Yeah, that's a sick concept.
Pretty loose, but
I think. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. But I think our concept is gonna be pretty similar. Like I want it to be a session. Like I don't really want it to be like a normal competition, like 2-run format, 3-run format, whatever. I want it to be like a 4-hour session. Maybe there's like a qualifying session from like 11 to 1, and then like a finals from 1 to 3 or something. Like, and it kind of gets narrowed down and keep going. Or I don't know. It's gonna be kind of a jam format. But what I was gonna say is this is the first year of it happening, and we're gonna do like as best we can to make it legit and show, I guess, people that it works and like kind of get it out there, and then hopefully in the future we can move forward and make it bigger and bigger, and maybe the pros that see it this year or whatever will be like, whoa, like I want to go to that next year, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully it will be a long lasting thing.
For sure. Have you been to the Last Call recently?
Not recently, but I remember as a kid I'd been, yeah.
So
it's so sick though.
It's so sick, and it's such a vibe, and it draws big snowboarders.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the thing is. It's like hard to like promise when you haven't yet delivered, I guess. And I feel like once
for the first year,
once we deliver this
playing it by ear right now.
Exactly. Once we deliver this year, hopefully, then we can bring in more people, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I just want to stoke out the community and showcase how sick freeskiing on the East Coast is to everyone.
Yep. And a spring park in New Hampshire is just as good.
6-minute laps.
It's just as good. Yeah,
hopefully that jump lasts till April.
Well,
all right. Come on, Grace.
we'll see what we're gonna do. We'll move it around, or maybe build
try to deliver. We'll use like an X Factor ramp.
Bring Charles back for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Or it's just like you hike a flat rail. You know? But yeah, last call is like they'll do like 30-minute session on the hip, 30-minute session on the rails, 30-minute session on the jump line.
They'll jump around.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so sick to watch.
Yeah,
it's so sweet. Another thing about does Waterville did they move the whole park up?
It's kind of being moved around from place to place right now. Like they're still working on it right now, and I think they're kind of trying to figure out their like park staff situation in general. But I think for the most part, this year it's going to be up on High Country at the top. I mean, at least it is right now, and it's like it's super sick right now up there. I don't know if it will come back down to exhibition where it used to be back in the day, but for now it's up on High Country. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's crazy to see that big of a pile of snow right now in Waterville in early December. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's definitely it's not just the biggest jump that's ever been built on the East Coast this time of year. It's like 5 times bigger than the biggest
this
jump.
time of year, like, Definitely. There's no way there's ever been a jump that big.
Like I remember like the yearly thing was like it was like January is like when the jumps start getting built.
Yeah. I remember as well.
Sweet. Cool. Let's see. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I would like to help you brainstorm some names.
Yeah. So we're
Henderson Invitational.
We had some funny ones like
Straight Out of Campton.
Straight Out of Campton.
That's good.
We had
Campton Underground.
like End of the Road or something because the Waterville is known as like the town at the end of the road.
Yeah.
That was one.
Black and Blue Trail Smashers.
Invitational. I don't know, yeah.
Isn't that what they called like their whole thing?
That
Yeah,
is the
it
team.
still is BBTS.
Still is?
Black and
Black
Blue
and
Trail
Blue.
Smashers, yeah.
Dude, just
So
smashing
crazy.
the blacks and blues.
All day long. So funny. But yeah. I don't know. I haven't figured out a name yet. Realistically, I'll probably just sell out and it'll be like the Henderson
Dude.
Invitation or something.
First call.
First call. Well, I was thinking like
Second to
like
last.
Last chance or something. Yeah.
Never call last call.
yeah. 2-.
Yo.
That's kind of good.
Yo.
But it's kind of too similar to last call, I feel like. But
Yeah, but it's like trolling last call.
True.
And they're like anti-skier over there.
yeah.
They
So then
are.
we can be
Why have they
anti-snowboard.
not let skiers into last call? All right, what else? Grace?
For thoughts on the name?
Well, I was more just talking in general. Like,
My
you
general
got anything
thoughts,
else
what am I
you want to
thinking
like
about?
promote? You got coming up? You got any like? I mean, once you're back this winter.
I'm back. We're going to Idaho next week.
Nice.
Grace is
Charles?
gonna buy my sled.
Hell yeah.
That is
No,
a big
she's
talk.
not.
From you?
She
Indefinitely payment out.
She probably won't buy it.
Please
from
let me know
but
if you
I
think
want
this
her
is
to buy my
a
sled.
good deal.
All right. What's the deal?
Indefinite payment plan.
Yeah, maybe. We haven't worked out all the
That's
details
fair.
yet.
Just
But I
chip
wanna
away.
get Grace out in
Just
the
chip away
backcountry.
very slowly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But we'll see.
I think it'd be a nice Christmas gift.
It's true. That would be super nice.
That'd be a really nice Christmas gift.
But yeah, we're just trying to get Grace in the backcountry.
I went
with
last
us,
year with
hopefully.
him once, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah?
Yep. He was showing off. Got stuck.
Yeah.
Hadn't been alone ever.
Were you on a sled?
I was filming.
We were doubling
went out together
on mine.
and then he was showing off.
Oh yeah.
And he goes and he like, it gets stuck like
I
this.
trenched it pretty bad.
And he's
Yeah.
like, come here.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you want me to do? And then he's like looking at YouTube videos on his phone on how to get the sled
These are the
out.
things you got to
And
know
he's
if
like,
you want to
"Just-
come
what
out
am I
here.
supposed to do? He's like, just dig with
Because
one
I
shovel.
was like,
and I'm just digging at the sled.
I
There's
actually
nothing
hadn't
to
got
do.
stuck. That was the one time I got stuck last season too. I like hadn't got stuck, or at least I guess I just didn't know how to get unstuck at that time. So we were just like kind of screwed, and it was kind
And
of
he's
getting dark.
freaking out, watching YouTube videos, and then finally, like 5 minutes after I'm just digging, he's like, "All right, watch this. This is what we're gonna do." So I'm watching the YouTube what we're gonna do.
While I'm shoveling. Yeah.
Oh, he's shoveling, and then we get it out. But I mean,
Yeah.
it was fun. I like it a lot.
It's hard work though. I
It is a
guess.
lot of work.
Yeah,
and
but
we're
it's so
never
fun.
around, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys ever like get in fights?
I feel like we get in fights when we're around our parents, but when
Yeah.
we're not, we're pretty good. I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or like the occasional on team trips. Like one time we were in Australia and they like kind of mixed the floors of girls and guys, and Hunter and I were on the same floor. And one of the girls on the team was like, we can mix the floors, but you can't be with Hunter, because we were just like yelling at each other. Hunter's like, "Oh, is this your food? I'm gonna take that. Oh, is this yours?
I don't even remember what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Somebody said that.
When were we fighting?
I don't know. You
This
just-
year?
Yeah, you were just taking all my food, and I was like, "Stop, Hunter!
Yeah.
Stop!"
Yeah, that checks out.
But
Why didn't you talk about the idea you told me about the other day?
oh, so we were just in Austria, and we had kind of had like again, mixed floor, guys and girls, and Hunter was on the more girl-heavy floor, and he was sharing the bathroom with 3 girls, and like third week, last week of the trip, one of the girls is like, where's Hunter's like soap, or like where are his shower items? Like we all have like all of our 3 individual piles of like shampoos, conditioners, and they're like, where's Hunter's pile? Because like my soap is like just draining. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Hunter's using it. And I was like, you know what? I bet he's rotating through the piles of what he's using. He's like having fun with all the products. And he totally, I was like, Hunter, what are you doing for soap? And he's like, I just kind of like rotate, like, freestyle it.
Yeah. Hell
well,
yeah.
I didn't want to use one and then drain it all, and then they know. So then I was just taking a little off the top of each one.
Exactly. I like it.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing something with your hair.
Yeah, he liked the expensive shampoo. I think.
But that's not even what I was telling you to talk about.
What?
I was telling you to talk about the idea you told me for a video.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, talk about it.
Well, I had this idea. I kind of want to do a video part over like the next 2 years. Like, I've been injured a bunch, and I want to call it patience because I've like.
She has a name.
I have a name for it. I came up for
That's
it
good.
randomly. I was actually watching.
You came up with that, but come on, we got to get something for
That's
the.
easy. It's a one word.
I know it was like pretty easy. I was watching A-Hall's new part, and I came up with it because it's called Restless, and I'm like, that boy is restless. They're all restless. They never stop moving. But like, I feel like I've been like doing really well, and then I get hurt, and then just like, coming back and forth, and then over the next 2 years, just with the Olympics coming up, and that's like obviously one of my huge goals and everything coming up. So I just want to like kind of maybe film something, call it patience, and see where it takes me, and like being patient and learning so much about getting hurt and coming back, and like learning so much about my body and like the sport in general. So I think maybe filming something within the next 2 years could be really cool. But I came up with the idea, threw it out to Hunter. He thought it was a good idea too.
I like it.
Maybe it could.
I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were allowed to talk about the Big O.
Yeah.
What's that?
How we feeling?
What?
Yeah, a little stressed, both of
The
us
Olympics?
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's like a goal of everyone's, but there's so much more to skiing besides the Olympics that
Of course.
you can.
But
be
it's definitely what we're
successful.
both shooting for, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
We were really close.
The only
after
tough thing
last
is
time.
we're on the like most competitive team in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
Grace is
You
competing.
guys just have to
between,
get like a citizenship.
Yeah, I know.
Paraguay.
Grace is
We're kind of
competing.
French.
Yeah, true. Is competing with like 5 or 6 other girls for the spot, and I'm competing with 7 or 8 other guys, and there's only 4 spots like each. So
And you're all homies.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
all good friends, and
everyone's-
anybody could do it. Like everybody's so good.
Yep.
On our team.
Right.
I mean, we're constantly having like 3 or 4 people in the top 10s at each competition. They're like,
We could have like
pretty
2
insane.
men's teams, and they'd both do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
It's
Olympics,
not
so.
necessarily who's the best. It's
Yeah.
who's going to perform the best
Yeah, in that
Yeah.
in that
these
time.
particular days.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. It's stressful.
definitely.
But exciting. Yeah. I'm
Definitely
stoked for it.
exciting. I mean,
Um,
it's been a while, but it's crazy that slopestyle's in the Olympics still.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's an awesome.
when are they going to get a knuckle huck?
It's honestly pretty.
There's talk
soon,
of
bro.
rail jump
in the Olympics.
No way.
Yeah.
called rail
Real
event.
ski?
Rail event, not rail jam.
Yeah, I've heard
but
that.
rail event. But there's a rail.
Real ski. Yeah.
There's
They're
a
like,
rail
they like
event.
they put up like a fake city. And, you know, it'd be hilarious.
It's like a green screen backdrop.
Yeah.
Fine.
Cool. So, anything else you got planned for this year that's like sticks out? Both of you guys.
I guess yeah. For me, I'm working on filming a backcountry part to some degree. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna do with it or how productive it's gonna be with a competition schedule and us only having a couple weeks here and there to get stuff done, and not knowing what the weather's gonna do in different places.
go.
But yeah, I'm working with filmer Jack Benziger. He's I filmed with him a bunch here and there. He just came out with a movie called Maybe I Should with the Variant Ski group.
Yes.
That was sick. I got to film with them a bit last year.
Aren't
as well.
those some Waterville kids too?
Yeah.
Ryan McElmon?
Yeah.
Kelman.
Ryan McElman was in it.
Shout out McElman.
Keegan
I
was in
think.
it a bunch.
Yep.
Aiden Mitchell was in it. Who else from Waterville? I don't know. But then, yeah, a bunch of other homies from like Colorado and Utah that were all in it, and filmed and edited, created by Jack. But yeah, so this year, me and him are hoping to work together a bit in February when I have some time in between competitions. And yeah, I might be I'm working on a trip to maybe go to Japan in like the end of December, right like around New Year's before the competition stuff starts, and hopefully get some shots there.
Have you been?
Yeah, I went last year.
Oh, sick.
I went last year. It was insane. Yeah, it was.
Were you filming?
Kind of. I filmed with Magma, and we made like a vlog. Basically, that was it. But we're mostly just having fun. Like half the vlog was just like iPhone clips and like whatever. We were pretty much just like, we were only there for like 5 days. We were just enjoying ourselves. I actually hadn't like left the ground, done like a 360 or a flip in like the first 4 days, and we were kind of like, all right, like we should maybe like hit a feature or something, because we were literally just making like dad turns in the trees, like overhead like face shots. And
I've heard Japan's like, I mean, best snow in the world, but like underwhelmingly not steep.
Yeah, it can be actually really like tame. And especially where we went, we didn't make it up to Hokkaido, which is where some of the bigger mountains actually can be, but it's also way more crowded. We were in Amori, which is we were at Amori Spring Resort, which is like the top of the main island. Kind of like we were looking actually at Hokkaido, like across the water, like you'd see it on a clear day, where we were. But it was really calm, like not a lot of people around at all. But the mountains are maybe a bit tamer, but there's no people, and like we were like the only kind of like shredders on the mountain, really. Like there's a bunch of people learning how to ski, and then there was like our group of like 3, and then another group of like 3 or 4, and we would just have like endless turns all day. We kept doing this like tour. We would like take the lift and then tour like 2 minutes and ski down, and then tour like 4 minutes and ski down, and then tour 6 minutes. Like we just like go up a little bit higher each time and just like farm turns down the whole face on that side, and it was so much fun. And I'm hoping to go back there again and shoot it, and hopefully maybe use some of those clips for the part that I potentially make this year, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
You're here.
But yeah, Japan is amazing. Grace might come too.
I know Hunter's convinced.
I invited
Hunter
her.
has all these trips, and he's like, "Do you want to come?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe. Do you want my snowmobile?" Oh.
Well, I think he's clearly trying to get you in the back.
I know.
country.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so fun.
I follow Hunter through most things, so
Yeah.
they should.
Aren't you older too?
I am older. We're raised as twins, though.
Yeah.
You're basically twins, right?
Yeah.
What?
I'd say so.
Well, everybody always thinks we are, but we're not.
Irish twins?
What's that?
That's 9 months, right?
No, under a year.
No.
Oh, no.
20 months.
20 months.
To the day.
Oh, nice. That's my age difference with my older brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's close.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yep.
Fun.
Sweet.
Grace keeps copying all my ski decisions as well.
Yeah. What are you guys skiing on?
We were talking about it. We both ski on the 90s, Revolt 90 for competing.
Yeah.
That's a new switch this year.
Yeah, we bounced back. I say we because whatever I like.
I'm like, oh, so what are you riding this year? I'm like, okay, cool, I'll get those.
I've jumped back like for competing between the 86 and the 90 a bunch, but I've been liking the 90 a lot.
So you go even more narrow, I guess, for park. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. For park, more narrow, the 90.
Yeah.
If it's like slushy, fun times, one of these two probably, like the 96 or the 104. Those are both super sick. I like to ride like more spring vibes, I guess.
Yeah.
Not necessarily competing. Really like anything outside of competing, I guess, or training.
Yep.
And then PAL on the 121s.
Hell yeah.
Dad turns on the 114s.
It is nice to see them all displayed like this. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And
With Kim K.
yeah. Kim K is a new addition to the room. Again, let me know if it's making anyone uncomfortable.
No.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
It's great having you guys.
Thanks for
great
having
talking to you. And
Super fun.
yeah, have a sick winter.
Yeah,
Thank
well.
you. You too.
Thanks for listening,
Cheers.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you.